Brewers fans, welcome back to another Out of the Park 26 episode. Last episode, we left off in mid-July 2028. Stuff was going poorly. Have only gone forward about 2 weeks. Well, I guess, technically, we've got a shot here at 50 and 55 because our division is not good. We've got a negative 34 run differential. I think it's safe to say this probably isn't our year, and if it does, if it works out, cool. But I made a bunch of trades assuming this isn't going to be our year. And I felt a little bit about my deadline here in 2028, how I feel about the real-life Orioles deadline in 2025. It was kind of all right, it sucks that they got here and are not contending and have to make moves. Based off of the fact that they're not contending and they need to make moves, I think they did the right things at the deadline, but we're really not going to know for sure until Orioles opening day 2026, right? That pivot that they're making has to be completed this offseason. And that's how I feel about my deadline is I made some moves and I freed up some roster space and some money for the offseason. And I don't think that I don't think this trade deadline should be judged in a vacuum. I think I should see how I do this coming offseason and how the roster looks to opening day 2029. For full context, I'm recording this right before Thanksgiving. You guys probably won't watch it till closer to sometime mid to late December, I think. I can't remember where my recording schedule is, but the only move the O's have made is Grayson Rodriguez for Taylor Ward. I'm not going to trade Grayson Rodriguez in this sim because I don't have him. But let me show you the trades I made, and you guys can let me know what you think of it. But again, I don't think that these moves should be judged in a vacuum. I think this sets us up for a better offseason. So we did trade Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease was a major signing by the previous regime, and he just hasn't been good for me. If you watch the sim, he's just 5.35 ERA across 99 innings this year. The year before, 4.84 in 167 innings. He was making 18.2 mil a year. He had 3 years left, decided to move on. We needed a different guy other than Dylan Cease towards the top of our rotation. The extreme fly ball pitcher in Milwaukee was not working. The Mets, they are in contention, and they were willing to trade for him. I only had to retain 10% of the deal, and I got Jet Williams, who you can see, of course, I've since traded. Sometimes in Out of the Park, they just have certain prospectish type players who they're just willing to trade for anybody. Jet Williams appeared to be that guy here, even though he's playing well. They basically, anytime I shopped a player, they're like, yeah, we'll give you Jet Williams for this guy. But I don't think he's a bad player. And I then turned him into other pieces, which I'll show you in a minute. And then also, I'm pretty excited about this guy, actually, Bohan Adderley. Maybe he won't pan out. He's in high A. He's 21. But the 70 outfield range, which both OSA and MyScout agree on, and the 60 potential power, dude, if you have a center fielder who can hit bombs like this, potentially a really impactful player. He could also bomb out. He might not pan out. The Mets acquired him. Oh, I guess he's a real-life Met guy. So, yeah, he's kind of the headliner of this package. We got out from almost all of Dylan Cease's deal, but the Mets don't care about that money. They just want a pitcher to plug into the rotation as they're in a pennant race. And we got a pretty good center field prospect. Now, I want to say, part of accumulating prospects is somewhere what I think, what I hope the Orioles were doing in 2025. It's they are restocking the farm system, yes, to restock their farm system, but also so this offseason they can make more deals from their farm system. And that's what I'm hoping to do. Jumping in this offseason, well, I probably won't trade Adderley. I may, but it deepens my farm system to free me up to trade other guys that I might otherwise want to hold on to. Then traded George Kirby to the Orioles. I gave up 2 prospects. I gave up a really good international free agent signing, but he's a relief prospect. And I do find that these relief prospects in international free agency, a lot of them seem to pan out. So I think there's a good chance that this guy ends up being a good or possibly a great relief pitcher, but in 5 years, So willing to give him up. And then they also wanted Jeremy Vargas, who I thought they were going to put bump up. He was in AAA for me and doing okay. And this avoid K's doesn't have much power. I thought the O's, they seemed really interested in him, so I'm surprised he's in AA. But we got back a controllable pitcher. The O's seemed like they wanted to get out from under this Max Meyer contract. which is really not that expensive. It's 5 years. He's got 2.5 seasons left on it, so I'll pay him 7.1 next, 11.5 the following year. Sorry, just sipping on some tea here. And given the fact that I traded Dylan Cease, and you'll see in a minute I traded Mackenzie Gore, getting back a pitcher who I think can plug into the middle of my rotation next season for a decent price, I think was a really good get. You can see this is his first season in Baltimore. They traded for him in the offseason, and I guess they just weren't feeling him. He's had some decent seasons in this sim, and so I think he's a fine number 3 starter, and for a really affordable price. So we've got a starter plugged into rotation for next year. Then came a very busy day. Let me try to remember the order this happened in. So I shopped Jet Williams, right? And I traded him to the Nats, and I got back Jacob Christian, who is a Rule 5 guy. They had him Rule 5. He had only a 94 WRC plus and 185 plate appearances. I was real interested in giving this guy a spin in Milwaukee because if you've been watching the sim, you know that our offense is okay-ish often, but our weak link is we are always towards the bottom of the league in slugging percentage. We have no juice in our lineup. And Jacob Christian, I plan to keep him on the roster the rest of the season, but I want to give him a run here, and maybe he will be in the minors for us next year. Maybe we'll DFA him. But maybe he's like a starting first baseman for us who hits 40 bombs a year, right? Now, I think he's going to have pretty heavy platoon splits. Maybe this 80 power against lefties, like, I'm really curious to see what he can do. And again, maybe it's not going to work out, but given our position, like, we're going to give this guy some at-bats because he might be just the type of offensive player that we need more of in our lineup. We also got Brady Ebel. Is it Ebel or Ebel? I think it's Ebel. This is not your grandfather's Brady Ebel. He was their 6th overall pick in 2025, but I don't know. They just were big time down on him for whatever reason. We'll see what happens here. He's 21. He can play third base, but that's it. He can't really play the outfield, but it's another possibly just power bat in the middle of the lineup if he can pan out. But I felt pretty good about that trade for Jet Williams. The Nats were clearly very interested in him. But I then needed to free up at-bats for Jacob Christian, right-handed first base DH. That meant it was time to move on from Nick Castellanos. Castellanos had been really good for us, but we were not going to be re-signing him, I don't think, at 36. He was only playing versus lefties, and he was killing it. But, we're not playing for this season right now, and I don't think Castellanos was going to be the difference between making the postseason or not, even though we traded him to the team we're chasing. But for Castellanos, we got Robert Arias, who is a 65 range outfielder, again, just accumulating more depth in the farm system to give us more depth to deal from in the offseason. Seems like a fine enough guy. Maybe he'll pan out. Maybe he'll be max out at AAA. We'll see. Also got back Austin Peterson, who is a super interesting arm to me in that he has not pitched in the majors, but he's just he's had some solid numbers in AAA. Now, you look at his ERA 6.02, the FIP 5.24, but in the league he was pitching in, that's a league average FIP. The ERA is not terrible for the league he was pitching in, the 86. This year he had a 4.67 ERA, 12% better than league average. So he was average or generally around an average FIP pitcher in AAA the last 2 years. And I think he's a guy worth, given that his control is like a really elite tool, I guess you could say. I want to try to give him a shot. He's going to get some innings for us down the stretch. And I think he's got 3 option years left. I think this guy could be 40-man depth, like fringe 26-man depth, because you always need more than the 13 pitchers on your opening day roster. And I thought this guy adds value to our 40-man. And maybe he'll pop off. Maybe he'll exceed our expectations. But at the very least, I think he's 15th, 16th pitcher on our depth chart next year, which has value. So then I wanted to give innings to Austin Peterson. I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to trade Brock Burke. Brock Burke, he considers himself a starter. Expectation was starting rotation. I had signed him as a reliever for $4.54 million. And he's got in his head that he's going to be a starter. So he wasn't coming back next year. He was wanting like 5 years, like $20 million per year. He wanted starter money. Now, he was solid enough for us. ERA was about league average. But the Twins and other teams, when I shopped him, teams were like, it was clear that teams were seeing him as a starting pitcher, not just a rental reliever. So I think that this is my favorite guy that I got back, Danny Macchiarola, who is 23 and will pitch in Double-A. He was having a great season in High-A with a 2.42 ERA. Will he stick around after this offseason? I don't know. Maybe he'll be trade bait. Maybe we'll flip him. We'll see. David Lally, who was in High-A and doing okay, but this is another guy who I think just adds depth to our system. I don't think he's necessarily ever going to be a difference maker for us at the major league level, but he's an interesting enough arm that he adds depth to our minor league system. And then we got Kadeem Diaw, who is, where's he? He's in High-A. He had kind of bounced all over them this season, but in High-A had a 128 WRC plus in 356 plate appearances with a 65 outfield range, 60 according to OSA. Again, just more depth to the system. I basically gave up a rental reliever for this. And I did retain 100% of his salary in order for them to include Macchiarola. I think he's the main piece in this. He could develop. We'll see what happens. What else did we do? Then I was like, all right, let's just see what we can get for Mackenzie Gore. Now, Gore was signed through next year, right? He had a $10 million contract for next year. He had been okay for us. Like he was worse than league average, fairly significantly in ERA, and not as significantly, but 10% worse than league average in FIP. He has value. Like he has value. He's not a nightmare pitcher, right? He's not a black hole on your roster. And I think having guys who aren't black holes on your roster but might not be good, that has value, but not enough value to justify paying him $10 million next year. And I think just like when we traded for him from the Nats, the Reds scouts were probably like, yeah, this is a pitcher that we think we can get more out of than he's giving his current team. It didn't work out for us. Maybe it'll happen for Cincinnati. They paid up to get him. Zane Petty, high work ethic pitcher who's 24 and but was getting lit up in High-A ball. He'll go to High-A for us, but I think this is a decent looking pitcher to get back to plug into the system, even if he is a little older at 24. 19-year-old Jordan Garza, he's 19 and he was in High-A with a WRC plus 14% bigger than league average. Now, he's probably a first baseman, maybe left field, right field. But at 19 years old, he's already in High-A and he's doing well. I thought that was a good get for our system. And then Nate Teague, 23-year-old pitcher, high work ethic. The control might be an issue. That stuff potential might never be realized. But another arm that I thought was worth adding to our system. So in net, I think Adderley is a really nice add to our system. I think Max Meyer is a really nice add to our rotation for next year. I think Macchiarola is a good pitcher to plug into our system. May or may not work out. Christian is a good gamble to take for this year's roster to see if he can be a power bat for us next year. Brady Ebel, good power bat to add to the system. Austin Peterson, roll the dice. Let's see what happens. See if he can do anything. And then Garza, I think, is probably the prize of this package. 19-year-old hitter who could be decent. And then Petty and Teague are more just like depth to the system who could pan out. And by pan out, I don't mean they'd be great. Like maybe they'll be middle relievers for us for 2 or 3 seasons. Like that has value. So again, it's not always to me about like getting a superstar in a package. You're always going to get it. Like getting a guy who's going to be AAA pitching depth on your 40-man means something, and you shouldn't underrate it when you make trades. And so that's where we're at. Like it leaves our lineup with a lot of guys who are going to be getting some time for next year. You can see Dylan Ray is a rookie who, if he pops off, like he's going to get Rookie of the Year votes. Chirrillo, Ortiz, Blake Burke, it's his time to shine. Can he be a power bat for us next year? This is his time to tell us that. He's got 12 home runs and 182 plate appearances. Pretty good start. Eric Batanti, same thing with him, man. He's got a 116 WRC plus in 143 plate appearances. This is his time to step up and show us if he's going to be a piece for 2029. Chris Stanfield, I don't know what we're going to do with him, man. Like, I think I might need to find a different plan for center field the rest of the way. I've got a couple options down in AAA that it might just be time. None of them are as good in the field as Stanfield, but it might just be time, man. Like, he's just been bad. Franklin Arias, he's playing a lot of days against righties and every day against lefties. He's backing up like a bunch of positions and playing every third or fourth day against righties. But this is his time to show if he's got that star pedigree or not. And I'm going to give him more time at shortstop as the year goes on, too, to see how he can handle it fielding. But he's showed himself well. 115 WRC plus and 177 plate appearances. You can see all these guys that I started calling up in like June-ish, they're all performing well. But I mean, you know, like Burke, Batanti, Arias mainly is who I'm talking about. Ibargüen, another guy who, man, like top 100 prospect. This is your chance. Are you going to be part of our 2029 team? And he's got a 200 WRC plus so far in 42 plate appearances. And then Christian, we talked about him. He's the guy we got in the trade. He's going to mainly DH against lefties. He'll play some against righties, but not a ton. Pitching side of things, we've got a normal four guys here. Four guys, you know, Mayer's the new guy. Andres Galan, though, is one of the players that we got with Taj Bradley in the William Contreras deal back in 2026, and he was pitching well in AAA. He had a 113 WRC plus and a 93 FIP minus in 94 innings. I know the 4.6 ERA and 4.90 FIP don't jump off the page, but both those are better than league average in the pitching environment in Nashville. So he's going to get time as a starter to show if he can be a piece for us next year. Same thing with Austin Peterson. We talked about him. And you know, DJ McCarty, there's going to be other guys. He's kind of like one of these fringe 26-man pitchers who's just going to get some time. He's pitched well in AA. And then, you know, Uribe has a lot to prove too. We talked in the last episode about how bad his control was. He does no longer have a negative strikeout to walk ratio after not walking anybody in 4 innings since he's been recalled and striking out 6. So I don't know that I'm going to do anything else at the trade deadline. We'll see. But I think I'll play out a bunch of the season here. We'll jump ahead and give you some updates on how all this plays out. Maybe like cut this episode and like it'll be end of September, but guys, we made the postseason. I don't think it's going to happen. But we are only a few games out. We've got some young players who are going to see what they can do. And but this is about the offseason and contending again in 2029 at this point, unless we catch fire here for some strange reason. Well, we've almost pulled it off. We're 83-78, last game of the season, and we're tied with the Guardians. We're not playing the Guardians. The Guardians have the tiebreaker. So if we can win in Cincinnati, and then the Guardians lose at home against Detroit, who we're playing pretty even teams here standings-wise, we would make the postseason. We've gone on a run. The run that I hinted at, like, maybe it could happen. Maybe. You never know. Didn't really... Wouldn't have put money on it, but here we are. We went 18-10 in August. We went 15-12 in September. You can see the offense has ticked way up in a lot of important categories. Runs were 12th, so haven't made as much progress in runs scored as we have in like slug and on base, but the offense has just been light years better. Starters ERA is still a little rough, but we've had some guys that have improved a lot. Bullpen has anchored the team. Zone rating has dipped a little bit. But, yeah, this is a team that just went on a run, and honestly, we were in the driver's seat. You can see we're 4-6 in our last 10. They're 7-3. So, you know, we were 3 games up on them 10 games ago. Really just a great run here from the Brewers. Let's get into it. Let's see how we did it. I think it's going to make most sense to sort by WRC plus since a lot of our guys have been part-time. But I guess the biggest story is Pedro Ibargüen. He has put up 2.7 WAR in 52 games started, 59 games total, a 164 WRC plus. Now, like reading this, I'd be like, oh, he's got to have a BABIP of like 490. It's 313, which is high. It's well above average, but it's what he's done in the minors, and it's not crazy. His slugging percentage is .571. This guy's just been a monster, and he's a top 100 prospect. He was an international free agent signing by the Brewers in real life in 2023. He's played all over the diamond for us. You can see a lot of time in left field where he's been decent, but he's played some second, some third, a little right. But, yeah, I mean, this dude has, just been a monster for us at a time when we needed a monster. Nick McLean, who we got in really a nothing trade back in November with Chicago. We traded DJ Hers because he was out of options, and McLean was hitting so well in Nashville that I called him up, and he's continued to hit well. Now, he is striking out in 25.3% of his plate appearances. The .410 BABIP, right, doesn't seem as sustainable here. But, hey, man, we've banked this performance. Moving forward, he might not be as good, but we've banked the performance that has helped us become tied with the Guardians on the last day of the season. Jackson Chourio, solid season. He has been playing center field 36 games. You can see the zone rating says he just doesn't cut it, but things have been working for us win-loss-wise. Things have been working for us offensively, so I'm just sticking with it for now. We had Chris Stanfield had an injury. He had back on August 12th, he went out for 5 weeks with an oblique strain. He's now back, but not really playing. He's a defensive substitution. Things were clicking too well when he came back in, I don't know, it was just 2 weeks ago, I think. So just sticking with trio and center. And you could see that since, he's just been on fire. He's just been leading us, playing like an MVP caliber player over the second half of the season. First half, he was okay, right? He was okay. But then he's just been a beast in the second half, and we're not here without him, obviously. Such a similar season to last season in WAR, WRC+, walk rate, strikeout rate. BABIP rate is a good bit lower. Slug is a little bit higher. 6 more home runs, but a really similar season. Jacob Christian, the Rule 5 guy that we traded for from the Nationals, has been an absolute monster for us. 159 plate appearances. He has 11 home runs, 5 doubles, a 151 WRC+. His strikeouts are way down. His walks are up. He's slugging. He's got a 536 slug. This guy, this is kind of I need to just give a guy like this a chance to see if he can be what we need. And man, I don't know if he can do this over the course of a full season, but this could not have worked out any better. And he's not playing as much against righties for me, but he still does play against righties. You might remember that he has the 80 power against lefties. Against righties, not as good. The power's lower. The eye is not as good. The avoid Ks is worse. But he's now playing every day. For a while, he was playing just versus lefties, but he's hitting so much I had to put him in full time. Dylan O'Ray, continuing a solid rookie season. Number 31 prospect in baseball, 114 WRC+, 2.8 WAR. Yeah, just solid. Splits-wise, yeah, he's trailed off a bit here in September, but still been good. And he's still walking more than he strikes out, which is pretty incredible skill to have. Blake Burke, we called him up to be a power-hitting first baseman from the left side. He really trailed off in August, had a really rough time with it, but he's bounced back here in September with a 131 WRC+. Eric Batanti, he has struggled here in September mightily. You can see he was much better earlier in the year. He struggled when he came up in May, but then June, July, August were just on fire, and then he's trailed off, but still with a 108 WRC+. He's playing a good bit of DH. He's played 86 games total, but some at first base, some at third base, and then a good bit of DH too. Elliot Ramos has had a very up and down season with injuries too. A bit of a down season from him compared to where he's been previously for us, but June and July just a monster. Then August he was terrible, and then September he's really been one of the guys leading the charge for us. Everybody's favorite player, Franklin Arias, all the way down to a 101 WRC+. You can see some of the potentials come down a little bit too, but really it's just been a miserable September for him. May, June, July, August, you can see anywhere 108 to 121 WRC plus, and then this month just a 54. And I mean, wait, how did he do? I just realized in June he had a 108 WRC plus with a 184 BABIP. That's pretty wild. So then he ran higher BABIPs in July and August. September just 229. But he's been striking out more. He's still been walking a good bit though, 13.8%. The power's gone away since June. What he's really done is just murder lefties, a 177 WRC plus, and walking almost as much as he's striking out. And versus righties has not been as good. So he's now playing every day versus lefties, but not against righties. But still think he's a really good player and a big part of our future. Joey Ortiz playing a really good shortstop. Just hasn't been able to get back to this incredible pace he was on in April and May. You can see June and July were miserable. August was good again, and then September's been all right. But defensively, playing a really good shortstop for us. Jackson Caro, pretty similar to last season, I think. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. Never mind. I was confusing that with his 2026. He's been better. He's been better offensively. Still not, like, amazing. Would wish he would take another step forward, but if he's playing good D, like, we can live with that. Marchand is his backup. I think, did somebody get hurt? Yeah, Trevino got hurt. He's out on rehab now. And then Alec Bohm, man, been a brutal season for him. I know a couple of you who are giving me a hard time about the signing are probably like, I told you so. But you didn't see him with a 78 WRC plus. Even good or bad signing, you didn't see that coming. He was really good in June, right? Like I remember saying, like as soon as he got healthy, he was really good, but then he trailed right back off, and has been a bummer. I think he's starting against lefties right now, but against righties he's not. I mean, it would be really nice if he could get going. The fact that we've pulled off this comeback without our $20 million man doing anything for us is pretty nice, pretty incredible for the team. And then Chris Stanfield really has not played since he actually hasn't gotten in a game since he came back up. Did I just call him back up? Huh. Okay. It's been a few days since I played, so I forgot. I thought I'd called him back up like middle of the month, but I guess he was rehabbing, and then I just called him up as a defensive substitution now. Looks like that's what I did, so we'll stick with that. But that's the offense. I mean, some of these guys at the top are the story. Christian, that trade has worked out really well so far, and then some of the guys who have had room made for them because of the trades also just like leading the way, and then Jackson Trio just doing Jackson Trio things. Pitching side of things, you can see Taj Bradley has bounced back pretty nicely from where he was last time we checked in. August, he had a 1.8 ERA and then a solid 3.4 ERA in September. Let me see something here. Yeah, I have not seen this storyline before, and I didn't know what I could do with it. Attempting to justify his declining performance, he's been complaining that he feels no power in his throwing arm to anybody who listens, but reportedly one of the people not listening is his own team. I don't know, but he's bounced back and been great since then. That was end of July, and then August he was like the best pitcher in the league. So I don't know. I've never seen this one before. So, and nothing's come of it. Maybe some of y'all have, but Max Meyer has been solid since he came over. FIP not nearly as good as the ERA, but I think that's kind of been his story this season, not in the seasons before. Strikeouts and walks almost identical. BABIP has been better, but he's been solid for us. Freddie Peralta, as a follower, has turned his season around. You can see as a starter, he had a 5.15 ERA, 5.58 FIP. A few of these relief appearances, like maybe, I don't know, 5 of them are actual bullpen appearances. I can't remember for sure. But a lot of these have been as a follower, and he's got a 3.12 ERA. Now, the FIP is not nearly as high. His strikeouts are down, but he's had much better results. The home runs are way down. And so, I mean, he's 14-4 now with a 3.92 ERA. Baseball card stats are incredible for him this year. So he's been, having him just be a competent starter has been a pretty big deal for us. Aaron Ashby has gotten shelled lately. I mean, look at these results here run wise. See September, yeah, he's just like kind of gone downhill. August was rough. September has been brutal. What's funny is like the strikeout to walk ratio has been better here, and the results have not been. The home runs have gone up. The BABIP's way up. Just not a good results second half for him. Andres Galan has been up and down. He's been pretty rough. 6.65 ERA, rough at times, I guess I should say. Like when he gets blown up, he gets blown up here. Let's see, when he came up here, you can see he pitched well his first few games, then a 7-run game, an 8-run game, and then he went on a good run for another 3 starts, and then he's been okay. He had another blow up last time out against Boston. He is the starting pitcher scheduled to pitch in Cincinnati for us. None of our other starters are fully rested. Obviously, we've been pitching. We're not resting anybody. Everybody's been out there playing every day because we're in the thick of it. So, yeah, I often don't like to throw pitchers straight in the rotation, which I basically did with him. He got 1 relief appearance. This is just anecdotal, but I found that my starting pitchers, when I call them up, have more success if I give them some experience in the bullpen first. Was not able to do that with Galan here, but I would say like I still have hopes for this guy. I still think he could be a good starting pitcher for us, despite the fact that it's been a little rough here. DeKimber Sanchez missed a significant amount of time. Yeah, he missed all of August. He missed 4 weeks starting August 4th with a hamstring strain. And despite that, has still put up 3 WAR and 3.8 RWAR, a 1.93 ERA. Strikeout to walk ratio is rather excellent. I mean, just as been saying for a while, one of the best relievers in the game. He's going to get reliever of the year votes. We'll see if he wins it, but 2.10 ERA plus, 59 FIP minus. Dylan Lee has been solid for us. I mean, the ERA is way better than the FIP, but either way, he's been a solid bullpen piece. Abner Uribe has just turned his season around. You remember he was down in the minors because his strikeout to walk ratio was just so bad. He's been back up. And you can see July, just 6 innings. But then August, a 1.35 ERA and 13 1/3. September, 9 innings and hasn't given up a run. The strikeout to walk ratio has been a little rougher here in September after being better in July and August, but the results have still been there. So obviously, I think he's just kind of a pitcher who, because of this 35 control, might go through hot and cold streaks. And right now, he's kind of teetering. That hot streak could be coming to an end if he continues to have the strikeout to walk ratio he's had in September. Will Vest, solid season. Austin Peterson, this is the player that we got from Cleveland alongside. Never mind. Robert Arias, right. I was going to say alongside somebody else, but I had it wrong. In the Nick Castellanos trade, because it was like, well, he's 28, 29. He's never gotten a crack at the big leagues. Let's see what this control can do. And ERA-wise, 3.93. The FIP is wild at 6.15. I mean, the home runs are kind of wild. The BABIP is also fun, like just opposite ends of like the spectrum here. Opposite end extremes. So I guess I should say outliers in the opposite direction. So I don't know, like I said, he's just kind of like probably a 40-man depth guy for us moving forward, but has been a decent enough piece in the bullpen results-wise, even if there's reason to not believe what he's achieved so far. DJ McCarty, another player who's gotten a chance because of the trades that we made, and he's pitched well. 2.77 ERA, 3.95 FIP. Would like to see a better strikeout to walk ratio out of the pen, but results have been there. Paguro has been fine for us. Gabriel Nard has not been very good. He's just been called up, reliever from AAA. And then Robert Gasser, he is the opener for Freddie Peralta, and he's doing okay. He's pitched a lot of innings this year, 94 2/3. The FIP is like 1.2 runs higher than the ERA, but the ERA has been a solid 3.61, which is 12% better than the league average. So he's been a perfectly suitable lefty option out of the pen. We could always use him as an opener here with Galan with the lefty-righty lefty-righty split. But Gasser, they say he's been cold. But I mean, not really. Like 6 of his last 7 appearances have been scoreless. He had a rough patch through here, and then this was a bad start against Tampa, but like whatever. It looks like he just gave up a couple of hits and a 3-run homer. So I don't know what the plan will be exactly for this game. I think not the back end of the bullpen is not completely rested. You can, because obviously we've been trying to win games. Like Sanchez is at 56%, Uribe is at 72%, Vest is at 63%. Dylan Lee is fully rested, and maybe Freddie Peralta could give us some innings if we need him to out of the pen. But like, there's not going to be any Taj Bradley or Max Meyer in this game. They're just fully gassed. But anyways, I mean, pretty exciting that we pulled off this comeback to get to this point, to even like be in this chase against the Guardians. Like, I'm pretty excited about it. Are y'all excited about it? But I think here in the next video, I'll play out the game. Like we'll see if we can pull off this miraculous comeback. We've got a 105 game. The Guardians are playing at, I thought the time is there. No, 2:35. So they're behind us by an hour and a half. And you know what? As I'm talking, I'm like, let's do the game this video. We'll go ahead and cut, and we'll come back, and I'll get in a bit more to like our strategy. I just told you some of the bullpen strategy, but yeah, scratch that. Let's do it. Let's do it this video. Let's go out to Cincinnati and try to hit like 4 home runs and bring a division championship home. So it's time to get down to business against the Cincinnati Reds. I've actually prepared for this game more than I've ever prepared for a game of Out of the Park. No, it's probably not true. But what I did was, so both teams have righties on the mound. And so what I did was I made a lineup card for each team that I wrote out on pen and paper, on a piece of scrap paper here. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And I just wrote down the players' WRC plus against righties and against lefties, and then I did it for the bench as well. And I have a piece of paper, and on one side is the Brewers, one side is the Reds, and a few things. Obviously I know like some of you are like, well, you should just write down their ratings instead. But come on, bro, not gonna write down all this for each hitter. So I think the one thing on my team is that Blake Burke, who bats third in my order, can't face a lefty in a big situation. We need him out of there. There's also other nuance to it. There's other things I'll do, but that's the big thing that I'll be tracking. And Franklin Arias, who will start the game on our bench, will come in to pinch hit for Burke probably at some point, because he just absolutely crushes lefties, and against righties, he's pretty bad. Yeah, 75. But then I was thinking, Arias is a really good defender, can play all over the diamond. I don't really want to pinch it and have him come in and be stuck at DH, because then if like Joey Ortiz is a weak hitter, right? I mean, not weak, but he's not a great hitter. So, you can see he's not great against lefties or righties, but another guy on my bench is Nick McLean, who is good against lefties and righties. It's small samples, but he's been good since he was called up. So I could see a scenario where I want to pinch hit McLean for Ortiz late in the game if I need a run. But then it might leave me in a bind with like who's going to play shortstop for me and who's going to play second base if I like slid Array over. So Jacob Christian, I don't really think I'll be pinch hitting for in this game, so I'm going to slide him to DH and then put Burke at first base, because then that way, if and when I pinch hit Arias for Burke, I can then slide like Arias to third base and then he's in the game as a fielder if I need him to slide over to shortstop, because Batanti could come over and play first base. So that's my thinking there. One little thing I'm doing to change up the lineup. I think those are the main things. Like, there are other little things that I'll keep an eye on, but basically, like, most of my starters are at least decent against both righties and lefties, and probably wouldn't pinch hit for them in too many situations other than Burke against lefties. And then Ortiz and Caro are just not that strong of hitters for me, so I might pinch hit for them at some point. On the Reds side of things, they really have their lineup set up poorly, because so against righties, like, they don't have a great offense, I guess I'll say first off. Like, nobody dominates righties. I mean, Ellie is Ellie. Like, if I can, that's fine. He's a 127 WRC plus player. Against righties, he's a 121. Against lefties, he's a 147. Right. But, so against righties, there's no one where I'm like, 100% have to avoid this matchup. Because, I mean, even Ellie, like, he's weaker against righties. The couple things that I definitely want to avoid is Sal Stewart against a lefty. So Sal Stewart bats here second, and right behind him is Ellie, who is better against lefties as well. So I probably at no point, if it's a close game, do I want a lefty facing Sal Stewart. And probably Ellie for that matter too. Marte is, I think not, yeah, I mean, he could face a lefty. It's not the end of the world if he does. But really, I probably want to go the top of their order, their top three. I want to go righty, righty, righty as much as possible. Now, Cam Collier, then I want to switch it. Like, he's a lefty, and he's got a 63 WRC plus against lefties. Against righty, he's a 113. So that's the main thing for them is, like, I just, like, want righties facing, and I'm just writing it down, want righties against these guys. And then I want a lefty against Collier. Now, I might not be able to stick to that in all situations, but certainly if it's crunch time, like that's going to be what's happening. And I was thinking of starting, like, I think I talked about Galan is on deck to start. I was thinking about getting clever with, like, having an opener, like a lefty opener to flip-flop their lineup, but I don't want a lefty facing the top of their lineup to start the game. Like, I don't need to give Sal Stewart that at bat in the first inning or any of them. They're all better against lefties, like Marte, Stewart, and Ellie. So I'm going to open the game with a righty. I'm not sure if it's going to be Galan. I have switched, what are their names? Ashby to a reliever. So he's got a little juice in the tank. He threw 70 pitches 3 days ago, but he's 70% rested. And Peralta will also be out in the bullpen. He's 77% rested, 102 pitches 4 days ago. I think I'm probably just going to go Galan to start and just have a really quick hook. Now, talked about, like, not going to be able to get a ton of innings out of Dikembe Sanchez. I was thinking, like, I'm halfway tempted to just throw him out there to start the game, to go through the top of their order. I mean, like, why not? Why not do that? I don't know, man. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to do that. I might talk myself into that. Uribe also, like, not going to be able to give me a full tank of gas, but he in a do or die game, like, he's definitely available. Nobody's unavailable, again, other than Max Meyer and Taj Bradley. Everybody else available. Like, I don't know. Is it getting too cute? Like, I don't care if Dikembe Sanchez is there at the end of the game. I mean, it would be nice to have him there, like, the last 2 innings and have a lead. But it's also nice to know that you're using him in a meaningful situation at the start of the game. Like, it's a 0-0 game, right? So it could be 8-1, one team or the other in the 8th, and he might not pitch. So just taking a sip of tea there. So that's the situation, like, kind of thinking of, like, maybe I'll use him as an opener. And if I were doing this live, I would be polling you guys. I'm sure you're yelling at your phone or tablet or laptop right now, being like, yes, definitely, or no, definitely not. I'm just going to go Galan. And I will say Dikembe Sanchez will get in this game. Like, if we get into hot water early on, like, he's in there. Like, maybe not the first or second inning, but third, fourth, fifth inning, high leverage situations, I'm not going to be scared to use him. Dylan Lee, obviously not going to face the top of the order, but after that, we'll probably might get some time. Gasser, with how much I'm going to avoid lefties against this lineup, may or may not pitch. But other than that, like, we're ready to get after. We're ready to get out to Cincinnati. Let's just see if both teams are coming out with the lineups that I am expecting. Make sure there are no changes. Ooh, so a change here. They are resting their center fielder, Dunn, and they're putting in Stephen Kwan, which is fine. He has a 52 WRC plus against righties and a -13 against lefties. That really doesn't do much. Old friend Manuel Margot bumps up in the order. because of that. I mean, it puts another lefty bat in the order, but like, yeah, whatever. That's fine. I am going to take charge of base running and substitutions. No warm-up required. Let's see, what else? Anything else I need to do here, friends? I'm going to turn the ball size up to big balls. Yeah, very big. There we go. And then our lineup looks like our manager didn't do anything screwy here. Burke, Bargren, Christian, Batanti, Ramos. Yep, okay. Just making sure he didn't do anything screwy. So yeah, we're gonna start Galan. It's not my favorite decision, but I can justify it. So let's get out there. Whoo, that's loud. There should be no sound on your guys, and I have the desktop volume turned all the way down. Don't need another pirate sim. I do love this ballpark, by the way. You guys ever seen a game in Cincinnati? I'm a fan. Jesus Colina on the mound for them. Oh, right. This is the guy's making his Major League debut. Right. This is so much fun. It's crazy. 3-2 pitch coming to Dylan O'Ray, and he pops up. So we've got one down. The wind is blowing out to right. Got it. Good to know. Okay, here's Jackson Chirrillo, the 2-2. Ooh, the rookie is off to a hot start. Strikes out Chirrillo. There's Blake Burke, the lefty slugging first baseman. The 0-1 coming. Slow roller. All right. Let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard. Has Cleveland started yet? I don't think they have. Nah, 2:35. And what time is it? It's like we're 2:15, so they start soon. All right, here's Galan against Marte. Let's hope he can survive the top of the order here. That's one reason I would think to and down on strikes to use an opener here is to this is my weakest starting pitcher, to give him one fewer trips through the top of the order, right? Maybe he comes in and faces the 4, 5, 6 to start or something like that. Here's the 1-2 now to Sal Stewart. Ground ball. Ortiz like a vacuum over there. Got him. 2 down. Now here's Ellie. The 0-2 coming to Ellie. And that's looking like a base hit up the middle. Yes, sir. It's fine. We can live with a base hit from Ellie. Now here's Cam Collier, who, as previously noted, Cam Collier struggles against lefty, hits righties pretty well. Runner's going. Caro's throw is not going to be in time, so they've got a runner in scoring position. 26th steal of the season for Ellie. 3-2 pitch coming now. Ooh, that's going to be a base hit to right, and I think that's going to give these guys an early lead. All right, so backs are against the wall here early. Started well for Galan, but here's Arroyo now. First pitch. Uh-oh, guys. Not going to test Chirrillo's arm here. So do we yank him? Do we yank him right now? Ertleby is bad against both. He's got a 49 WRC plus against righties and a 41 against lefties. He's a lefty bat, but it doesn't really matter if you're bringing a lefty against him. Dunn, on the other hand, is up next. Oh, no, Dunn is on the bench, right? So it's Margot next, and then Quan. Yeah, I'm going to let him pitch here, but this might be his last batter if he doesn't get out of it. He did not get out of it. Base hit up the middle. You guys who were screaming at your Android for me to use an opener, feeling pretty good about yourselves right now, I think. All right, so we're going to go to the pen. We can't fall behind any further here. We're going to bring Freddie. Freddie was my backup plan for if things went wrong early on. Do I want to use him as a follower? I mean, does that so here's my question about that. Does that make him his starting pitcher rest status? I know how it works with the his fatigue if he's listed as a starter or reliever. But what I would think I've never considered, and that I think would make sense, if he's a follower, therefore his starter stamina is going to take over, and he's not well rested enough as a starter. He's not as well rested. I'm going to say no follower. Again, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I'm just going to trust my gut here. So now here's Freddie to face Manuel Margot, the 0-1 pitch coming. And that is line to Joey Ortiz. So we're out of it, but we're down 2-0. Not good. Hopefully we can get to the rookie this inning. Ibargüen, the 1-2. He's down swinging. Here's Christian, the 3-2. Ooh, down looking. Man, this rookie is giving us trouble so far. Here's Batanti, the 2-2. Slow grounder. All right. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Freddie still on the mound against Stephen Kwan, the 0-1. Grounded to third. Across the diamond, and we've got one down. Connor Burns now, the 0-1 coming from Peralta. Ooh, that is smacked. Center field. That's extra bases. Connor Burns, the catcher the light hitting catcher, just absolutely crushed that one to center field. Burns has he had 444 plate appearances of a 30 WRC plus. Like, why was this guy playing that much? I mean, I know he's a captain and he's got this great catching ability and framing, etc. But like, dude, why was this guy playing so much? That's why, because he was in here to ruin my season on game 162. Here's Noelvi Marte, the 1-1, grounded to Batanti across the diamond to first, and that's 2 down. So now we've got Sal Stewart, righty on righty, how we like it. The 3-1 pitch, don't like that. That is hit to Ortiz, and he's got it. So the double from the guy who can't hit doesn't come back to haunt us. But we have not been able to touch the rookie yet. Here's Elliot Ramos trying to do that. 1-0 pitch. And that's a grounder to short. And we've got one down. Joey Ortiz. Oh, rain is beginning to fall. Come on, man. Give me a break. I don't want to rain delay. What's going on? 3-0 pitch. Do we have a rain delay? Like, didn't say anything up here. So he walked him. No, it's only 2:55, so I don't think so. Hopefully we don't hit a rain delay. We got blue skies out there. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Caro. Swing and a miss. Okay, so now Dylan O'Ray is up. We've got Ortiz on first. And O'Ray pops up again. Oh, dropped it. Dude. It might be wait, are we saying it was a foul ball? That was definitely not in foul territory. But hey, all right, we'll let it go. But that was definitely not in foul territory. Are we getting picked off first? Yep. Ortiz just got picked off first. The side is retired. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard, see what's going on in Cleveland. 2:35 Central Time. Oh, so that's 3:35 our time because we're in Eastern. That makes sense. Okay, so they haven't started yet. Here's Ellie against Freddie Peralta, 2-2 pitch. Smack to right field, but right at him. Ramos has it. Collier, 0-1 pitch. Uh-oh, that's high, that's deep, left field, that's gone. So, yeah, Cam Collier, we know that he hits righties better than lefties. We weren't going to bring in a lefty to match up with nobody on in the third inning, but that's an unfortunate outcome. Here's Arroyo now. First pitch coming. Ground ball. Ortiz has got it. Fires across to first base. And we've got 2 down. Now here's the right fielder. I got there eventually. Jacob Hertibisi? Jacob. 3-0 pitch. And we're walking guys now. Now we're walking a guy with like a 47 WRC plus. That feels bad. Here's Margot, first pitch of the at-bat, and that is hit to the left, but Ibargüen's got it, and we'll go to the fourth now. Now here's Dylan O'Ray. 0-2 pitch is grounded softly to second. And the rookie is just mowing us down right now. Jackson Chourio, the 0-2 pitch coming to here. To him, I should say. And he goes down looking on a slider. Now here's Blake Burke, the 0-2 pitch. Hey, we got a hit. We are on the board with a hit in the hit column. Not the run, not on the board in the run column yet. We'll get there. Don't get greedy. Here's Pedro Ibargüen, first pitch coming to him. And that's a slow roller. All right. Nothing doing on offense yet, even from our hot bats who have led us into this meaningful game. Freddie Peralta through 2 1/3, still looking okay stamina-wise. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Kwan to lead it off. Oh, knocked down at third by Batanti, but no throw, infield hit. Great job. Here's Connor Burns, the catcher who decided to be a slugger last at bat. 0-1 pitch, popped up. That's more like it. Now here's Marte, 3-1. Good Lord, we walked him. Sal Stewart now, right on right, just how we like it. 1-2 pitch coming. He's down on strikes. Freddie's about at the end of his rope, but we'll let him face Ellie De La Cruz here. 1-2 pitch. Slow roller. Come on, Freddie. Come on, Freddie. It's going to be an infield hit. Shoot. Okay, so we've got the lefty here. And it's fine having a lefty face really the rest of their lineup. I mean, like, nobody in the rest of their lineup is above, like, a 92 WRC plus against lefties. Because Dunn was in there normally, but they took him out today. So we're going to bring in a lefty to get out of this moment, and then we can have that lefty stay in through the rest of their order if need be. And our setup man is Dylan Lee. He's fully rested. Definitely prefer him over Gasser. Now this does mean that Gasser comes into any big moments later in the game, like if Collier is up, but that's fine. We need Dylan Lee now. Like, not going to save him for a situation that might not exist. So Dylan Lee against Cam Collier here, 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Nice. We needed that. That's big. Keeps us in it. All right, here's Jacob Christian to lead it off here in the fifth. 3-2 pitch. And he walks. All right, let's go. He's at 58 pitches. Here's Batanti, the 1-2 pitch. And that is going to be a fly ball to right field. Very playable. Caught. Elliot Ramos now the 1-1. Get down. All right, cool. I thought it was getting down, but my runner on first was holding up as if it was not getting down. All right, so now we've got Joey Ortiz up here in a big spot. Just the guys we want up here in the big spot. Our two worst hitters. 2-1 pitch coming to Ortiz. Popped him up. Disappointing. Okay. We're going to let Caro bat here. Not going to the bench yet. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, down on strikes. Rough. Okay. Now, like we said, Dylan Lee is going to stay in. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard after this half inning. 3-1 pitch coming. Grounded to second. Dylan O'Reilly's got it. Goes to first for the out. Got one down. Oh, we're in a rain delay. It's 3:58. How long is the rain delay going to last? It's 5:08 now? Wait. They called the game due to rain. Oh, there's no way. There's no way that just happened. I get it. Oh, there's no way that just happened. I guess if you don't click the allow, I guess I will. This is the moment. You all just watched the moment when I decided I will never allow rainouts again in this game. Because that's absurd. This game would never be allowed to be a rainout. They would never call it's not even a rainout. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we played 4.5 innings. Let's put it in the books. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. There's no way. Like, all right. I'll figure out what to do. That's absurd. I'm gonna cut it here. I'll figure out what to do. Okay, we're no longer allowing rainouts in out of the park baseball from this day forward. I'm not allowing them. You were here when it happened. We're also starting that game over. Shout out to William from my Patreon page. When this happened, I was like recording, and I've never is it Save Scum? So it is. I've never done it before, and I was worried that and I didn't know how to close out of the park even from Task Manager without it saving. So thank you to William from my Patreon page, which you can check in the link to the description of this video. I don't mention it too much, but you guys can support the channel there if you'd like. But thank you for walking me through, letting me know how to do this, how to save, because there's no way we were letting that happen, man. There's no way. That just wouldn't happen in real life. They would finish the game the next day. Your season's on the line. Sorry, guys, you only get 4.5 innings today. We'll see you in spring training. Have a good one. Nah, we're not playing that way. So let's get back out to the park. I wish there was a way to pick up the game where it was, but it's pretty much an all or nothing thing. So we'll get back out to the park and start this game over. Wind is blowing out to right at 8. It's partly cloudy, so hope we can't get rain. No rain delays or no rain outs. I guess we could get a rain delay, right? That would be fine. I'd be fine with a rain delay. They're going with the same lineup where their starting center fielder is not in the lineup. Dylan O'Ray popped out to third in the last universe, and here he will fly out to left. So he hit a little further, but same side of the field, same result, and out. And now we're gonna look at the crowd. Hey, how's everybody doing? How are you guys doing? Wow, a lot of you have red shirts on. All right, Jackson Churrillo, the 3-1 pitch. And that's a fly ball left field and caught. Quan got it. Blake Burke now, the 0-2. And that's an out. All right, so still a 1-2-3 inning here for the rookie. And now here's Galan to kick it off for us. Rookie on rookie in the starting pitching matchup. How are you guys feeling about watching this game again? I'm not going to edit out that whole thing. I just want you guys to see that play out. And because one of the wildest things, there's a strikeout. One of the wildest things I've had happen during out of the park. There's a fly ball to fairly deep left, but Bargwin's got it. Yeah, sorry, we're only playing 4.5 innings in a game where your entire season is on the line. Amazing. Here's Ellie, the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, foul tip it looked like. No, smoked him with a fastball. Okay. So down in order and striking out Ellie. Love it. Jacob Christian, the 0-2. They got their runs in the first, right? In the last game. It was only 30 minutes ago I was doing it, but it's a chaotic 30 minutes for me. Yeah, I think that Galan didn't even make it out of the first, right? I brought in Freddie in the first inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming, one down to Pedro Ibargüen. Gave it a decent ride to left center, but Margot's got it. Here's Eric Batanti. And that is down the line, base hit. Look, is he only going to get one here? No, he's going 2. All right. In with a base knock. Oh, shoot, guys. You know what probably didn't get saved that I'm just realizing? The Blake Burke thing. That's a bummer. I forgot to do that. Oh, well, we're going to live with that. We're going to live with that oversight. That sucks, but yeah, I forgot to go back and change that because obviously I hadn't saved since I did that, but whatever. 0-2 pitch coming now to Ramos. Slow roller. Got him? Got him. There's Galan to Collier, 3-2. And that's a ground ball to first. Goes to the pitcher covering, who was in the vicinity of the bag, so they call it out. Here's Arroyo, the 0-1. Base hit to right field. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Here's Margot, the 1-1. And that's a pop out to Caro. We will go scoreless to the third. Joey Ortiz leading us off, 3-2. Slow grounder. Second base. Arroyo makes the play. And here's the catcher, Jefferson Caro, who I know I had to have called him Jackson Caro like 5 times in this sim. I feel like I have. He's hit by the pitch. It's like with Jackson Trio there, and then like every player on the Orioles, first or last name being Jackson this year. It's tough for me. Here's Dylan O'Ray, 3-2 pitch coming with 1 down. Caro on first, and he walked him. Nice. Let's go. Here's Jackson Trio. Oh, that is smacked. That's gone. Trio. He says this rookie is not going to keep us down here in this replay game. He did it in the rain out game. He's not doing it today. Trio, the MVP of the offense this year, goes yard, and we're up 3-0. Now here's Blake Burke, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ball gets by the catcher, though. Is Burke going to beat it out? Yeah. Mishandled by the catcher, it said. Here's Christian now, the 2-2, and that is a base knock up the middle. We're getting the ball is shallow. No, we're not going first to third on a shallow ball. Absolutely not. Here's Ibargüen now, the 3-1. Ooh, not working well here for the rookie in the replay. Sorry about it, man. Sorry about it. Here's Batanti. Will this get a run home on a sac fly? Quite possibly. Burke tagged, and he scores. So we're up 4-0 now. Elliot Ramos with a really chance to crack it open here with a base hit. 5-run lead would feel good. Ooh, but he's down on strikes. And remember, even if we win, if the Guardians win, we're not moving on. 2-2 pitch coming. Gallant strikes out Stephen Kwan. Connor Burns had the highest exit velocity of his career in the last. Oh, here I am talking trash. Like he's never going to do the thing he did in the last game again. Highest exit velocity of his career. Can't even get the sentence out of my mouth. And he hits a double to left center again. Just almost went out of here. Hit off the top of the wall. That is so funny. Connor Burns came to play. Now here's Noelvi Marte. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. Ortiz makes the play. And we've got 2 down now. And up comes Sal Stewart. 3-2 pitch coming. And yes, I did think about going to the pen there with a man in scoring position. But with a 4-run lead, I figured I could let him face Sal Stewart, who flies out to right. Now here's Joey Ortiz, the 3-2. That's a gapper. Off the wall. Ortiz will go into second easily. All right, 1-1 pitch. And grounds out to first. Caro is out. Now here's Dylan O'Ray, the 3-0. He walks him. Now here's Chirrillo. Hit the 3-0 on Baum last time up. O'Ray is running. He's safe. Not a double steal. So second and third now. Chirrillo, the 2-2. Ooh, Chirrillo continuing to come through here. Base hit to left field. 1 run is in. That's all we're going to get. I believe, O'Ray stops at third. He's got really good speed that he didn't score there. So a little surprised. Man, with this speed, got to be thinking double steal, right? Just for fun. All right, so they went to their bull. Jonathan Harmon is in, or Harmon, if you will. He's 28. He just reached the big leagues for the first time this year and had a 6.35 ERA, a 5.42 FIP, 5 Ks per 9, a 5.6% strikeout to walk ratio. Love to see this guy in the game here. And he's in to face Blake Burke. And the ball is by the catcher. Wild pitch. Oh, they called it a wild pitch. Okay. And we're up 6-0. And Cincinnati is really hating that rain out in the last game right now. 1-2 pitch coming. Ground ball up the middle. It's through. Wow. Did not think that was getting through. Getting another run off of it. Milwaukee has cracked the game open here. 7-0. Here's Christian right on right still. This could be 2. Yeah. To second over to the pitcher covering it first. But we get 3 more to go up 7-0. And what time is it? 3:42. So the Guardians game just started, right? Yeah, they're in the bottom of the first. Got it. All right. Here's Ellie trying to breathe some life into his team, but he's down swinging on a changeup. Here's Cam Collier, the 1-0. Center field, but Jackson Trio's got it. Arroyo now, the 0-1. Fly ball left field. And the side is retired. Golan, this version of him is just cruising. Embargo to lead it off, the 1-1. And that looks like a base hit to right field. Batanti, the 2-2. Ramos, the 1-2. Batanti went down swinging. Ramos down swinging, too. Ortiz, the 1-0. Oop, ball gets away. Runner's not advancing. The 2-0. That is hit sharply to right, but right at the right fielder. And we will go to the bottom of the fifth now. 2-2 pitch coming from Golan, who is just cruising. Strikes him out on a fastball in the inside corner. Margot now, the 1-1. Lines out to Christian. We've got 2 down. Quan, the 1-2. Down on strikes. All right, we'll watch this half inning, and then we'll check the score of the other game. Here's Jefferson Caro. Down on strikes swinging. Dylan O'Ray, the 3-2. Walks. Churio. Right field, fly ball. Playable. Even Churio gets out sometimes, I guess. Here's Blake Burke, the 3-2. Ooh, got him looking. Fastball. Outside corner, supposedly. All right, let's check the scoreboard. What's going on in Cleveland? Oh, no. Oh, no. Ooh, rough. All right. I mean, I don't really know. You know, it's 9-0 Cleveland in the second, so not looking good here. But hey, we're gonna keep on keeping on. We're gonna control what we can control. And Golan walks the first batter of the 6th here. Now here's Marte, the 3-1. And that is hit deep but playable. And we've now got 1 down. We'll stick with Golan again. 7-0. Our ace bullpen guys aren't fully rested, so we're just going to keep on cruising here. And he gets out of it. Gets pop out, and then Ellie gets to strike out. We don't like the looks of the scoreboard, but we're gonna focus again. We're gonna keep the focus here on what's going on in Cincinnati, at least in the dugout. Up here in the executive suite, I'll definitely be checking that scoreboard again. But 9-0, it's like, come on, man, give me something. There's a 1-2 pitch coming. Rhett Lauder is now into pitch. Ground ball to third base, and they're 2 down. Now here's Batanti, the 1-2. That's hit pretty deep. Left field. Back on the track wall. Did he catch it? No, he didn't. It's gone. 370-foot solo home run. For a second, I thought Quan had caught that. And, like, the play-by-play wasn't saying anything. Ramos, the 2-1. That's a gapper, maybe. Yeah. Ramos is thinking 2. He's in there. All right. Joey Ortiz now, the 1-1 pitch. Grounded to short. It's going to end the inning, but we get 1 more. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, up 8-0. Check in on Cleveland. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, 9-0 in the top of the 4th. Detroit doesn't have a hit yet. Not feeling too good about that one. What I am feeling good about is Andres Golan, whose pitch count I haven't glanced at in like 2 innings. Where is he? 94 pitches. Okay. I should be pulling him. I probably should have pulled him for a lefty here, like this inning, but I didn't, and here we are. Still just cruising though, man. All right. Let's see if he can get through 7. Oh, drilled him. Drilled him. It's at 98 pitches. All right, last batter here. Let's give him one more batter. Pops up. So the rookie is going to get through 7 in the most meaningful, biggest game of his career. He gives us 7 shutout innings of 2-hit ball. Now here's Jefferson Caro to lead off the 8th. And that's popped up. Third base, Collier's got it. Rhett Lauder still pitching? Yeah. Dylan O'Ray, the 3-0 pitch, he walks. I like the future for Dylan O'Ray in Milwaukee. I don't know about you guys. Now here's Jackson Trios, 2 for 4. He went yard. He's got 4 ribbies. Ooh, but he might ground it in double play here. Oh, they're only going to get 1. Here's Blake Burke, 0-2 pitch. You know, and he's down on strikes. Like, even if this is the end of the line for this team, like, it's been life breathed into the franchise here by the youth that's come up and some of the trades we made. I'm feeling excited about this team. We're going to go to the pen now, though. I know it might make sense to bring in a lefty to face Kwon, but again, we don't want lefties facing the top of the order, so we're going righty. And it also didn't. I forgot to save switching Ashby and Peralta, but I don't think it matters. Like, Peralta is still like coming in as a reliever, and he'll be okay. And he's even okay as a starter. So I'm gonna bring in Peralta. We're gonna keep that alive, where he's the second pitcher of this game for the Brewers in the 8th inning instead of the 1st inning, though. I like that result better, even if Detroit makes it all not even matter. And he gets a ground out to first to start it off. Connor Burns, once again, just crushing baseballs. Just went yard. This catcher, man, Connor Burns is not messing. Another 377-foot home run. Not messing around today. 8-1 now. All right, Freddie. Come on, man. There's a double by Marte. Noelvi Marte. Now they're pinch hitting Starling Marte for Sal Stewart. What? I mean, I know Stewart only had a 96 WRC plus against righties, but Starling Marte's terrible. What are they doing? All right, whatever. Go for it, man. He's probably about to hit a 2-run bomb. We pitched around him because we are very scared of him, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm not going to go to the pen here because I want Ellie to face a righty, and I need a lefty to come in to face Collier next. So we're going to let Freddie continue to just implode here. Ooh, struck him out on a 3-2 pitch. Huge. All right, now we're going to go to Dylan Lee. Same old pitching situations, like it's a script. They pinch hit with Spencer Steer. I love it. Love the strategy here from Cincinnati. And that's a base hit to left field. Throw home. Nah, not going to be in time. All right. I like that, though. I like them pinch hitting for Collier, the lefty, even though he's their cleanup hitter, and Steer is better against lefties. So now we got Dylan Lee out here just chilling against guys who we didn't want him facing. Nah, Arroyo's fine, actually. It doesn't matter. If he, like you said in the last game during the rain delay, like all those bats after their 4-hitter are fine. But he gets out of it. Go to the 9th. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. It's 9-0 in the 6th. Detroit still does not have a hit. Fantastic. Way to go, Tigers. Way to show up. Here comes a 3-1. Ooh, Ryan Helsley, who as of today, you guys will watch this way after the fact, but is an Orioles legend. And he walks Christian here. 2-2 to a Bargwin. He strikes him out swinging. Here's Batanti, the 0-2. Strikes him out swinging. Elliot Ramos, the 1-2, strikes him out swinging. So strikes out the side after the leadoff walk. And we'll go to the 9th here. We'll leave Dylan Lee in. Go left on left. 1-2 pitch. Strikes him out. Let's just make sure there's not like any comeback started here. Oh, it's 9-2 now. Top of the 6th, and they've got 2 guys on. Dude. Dude. I mean, a base hit makes it 9-4 in the 6th. Okay, I wish you'd, like, hop over and watch some of that. I think we'll just, this game. Yeah, we'll check in after this batter, I guess, and see what's going on. 2-2 pitch coming. And Margot singles to right against his former team. So, is that at-bat finish yet? No. Come on, man. Give me an update. All right, now here's Stephen Kwan, the 1-2 pitch coming. Strikes him out. Do we have an update yet in... Ooh, it's 9-3 now. It's 9-3. But, like, I'm pretty sure... I don't know my scoreboard watch this closely, but I'm sure, like, when my game ends, like, then I'll just go to the screen and this game will be over, right? Like, I don't think you can check the out-of-town scoreboard again. We'll see. Oh, here's Connor Burns. Best offensive day of his career across the 2 games, and he strikes out looking. So the Brewers do their job, man. The Brewers do their job. Chiriot with the 3-run bomb and the RBI single. I mean, the rookie, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Just leaving a good impression for next year when he comes into camp battling for a spot on this team. Dylan Lee, Freddie Peralta, one of them pitched well, one of them did not. Batting around. Ooh, I batted around. Okay, let's I assume Cleveland won, right? Yeah, Cleveland won. What'd they win by? 17-4. Jesus. So it was 9-0. They made it 9-3, and then it just took off from there. So thanks for nothing, Detroit. Thanks for your absolute worst. Gosh, that's annoying. Oh, well. I don't know. This was still like a really fun season, and I kind of feel like I like this team. I like the guys that we brought up, and kind of like the roster we have to play with for the off season and next season. Ooh, Chiriot, 2020 player. So why does it not have... It has the playoffs begin, but why does it not have, like, them clinched? I'm not following here. Yeah, okay. Cleveland's in. We're not. Oh, the Charlotte Wreckers. Did they... Yeah, it was a weak year here in the AL for division winners. 84, 86, 84 wins. So, I mean, Boston really, like... New York at 88 gets kind of, ripped off by that by playoff setup that you guys don't like. But Boston, the clear cream of the crop here. Tristan Casas, he must have been hurt. He had a great season, but he must have been hurt. But Christian Campbell, solid year. Devers, of course, is still here, as we've talked about in previous episodes. Ooh, Jaron Duran, not a good situation there. Marcelo Meyer ripping it up. Mikey Romero with a great season. First round pick in 2022, Mikey Romero. Where's Roman? Roman Anthony. Is he, like, on the team? Oh, hip flexor strain. He's out. Pretty good season, though. All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys had as much fun watching that as I did playing it. And we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Sorry we couldn't pull this off, but looking forward to the off season. Take care. Talk to you next time.